Today we're going to take this plain crew neck t-shirt and we're going to give it a boat neck. This method is awesome because we are going to reuse the rib knit that's on the shirt, but we're going to transform the entire neckline. So changing the neckline into a boat line is easier than you think. This is super beginner friendly. So follow along and you're gonna have a new neckline in no time. So a boat neck is going to come out towards the shoulder, but it's pretty high still at the front. So we're not gonna be lowering it at the front, but we're going to be extending it out towards the shoulder. So I'm gonna come out about 2 inches. Now I'm just gonna put a chalk mark here for now, and I'm going to use a ruler to be able to blend the center front and center back. And this measurement doesn't have to be 2 inches, it's just however far out towards your shoulder you would like the neckline to come. And if you don't have a fabric marker, you can just put a pin there. So now that we have it off the dress form, we want to fold it in half to find center front and center back. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to match the shoulder. So I'm going to find the shoulder seams. And I'm going to pin this together up here at the neck. So you just need it flat around the neckline. Don't have to worry about what the rest of the shirt is doing. We just really want to find center front and center back so that way we'll be able to blend. Okay, so now I have everything nice and flat and we can do some drawing. So this right here is the shoulder and we want to go from the shoulder to center front. So we just want to blend into the existing seam at center front because we don't want to lower it at center front. So I'm going to use my French curve and I'm going to blend from the shoulder over to center front. So this here is what we're going to be cutting off essentially and blending right in the center front. And then same thing with the back. We don't want to make the back lower. We just want to bring out that shoulder for a boat neck. So we're going to be blending from the shoulder to center back. So turn your French curve so that way the curvy part is by the shoulder and the straight part is going towards center back. You don't have to have a French curve to do this. It just helps to make it smooth. So you could just eyeball this if you don't have one of these. So there we go. So now I have that boat neck neckline, but we don't want to cut into the rib knit because we want to reuse it. So now what we need to do is remove the rib knit from the neck. And to do that, we're going to use a seam ripper. So let me show you how to take apart that neck. Real quick, before we move on, if you're enjoying Sewing Anastasia, make sure you like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel a lot. And if you'd like to learn more about sewing, make sure you check out our online and in-person courses. There's links down below for everything. Now, let's get back to it. So we need to remove the entire piece of rib knit. Now, sometimes you're gonna find this like neck tape in here. It's just to make the seam look clean at center back and it runs into the shoulders. So you'll need to remove this piece of gray on here first or whatever color it is for you and then the rib knit. So we're gonna take the seam ripper and we're just gonna start popping a few of the stitches so that way we can open this up and get into there. And then we're gonna take the little red spot on the seam ripper and we're gonna give it a little push and hopefully start breaking some of those stitches. And just be careful you're not cutting holes into your shirt. Now that I have the piece of fabric off that was hiding the center back neck, I can start to take off the rib knit. So this one is serged on, so I'm just going to start popping all of these serge stitches from the top, remove a few of them, and this should come right out for us. So I have my rib knit detached and I just cut off that extra piece of little binding that was around the neck. We don't need that. You just cut that off, set it to the side. And I drew in my line with some white so you could see it a little better. Now I'm gonna leave it together like this in half and I'm gonna cut through both layers. So that way the front and the back end up symmetrical. And I'm gonna keep it pinned like this so the right and the left side of the shirt end up symmetrical. So now I'm gonna follow that line that I drew and cut off the excess. And I'm just blending to center front and center back. I don't actually want to make it lower. So we're just blending right to it. Oh, it looks a little pointy, so I'm gonna cut it down a smidge. There we go. So now this is the excess that we've cut off to widen that neckline. So you can see we got both sides of it here, the right and the left. So you might be wondering, what do I need to do to this rib knit now to make it work? We made the neckline bigger. How is this going to fit on there? Well, the cool thing about rib knit is that it is super stretchy. So we can stretch this out that extra 4 inches, no problem, and it'll still go around the neck. Now, if you want to do an off the shoulder top or drop it down to your navel, obviously you can't reattach this. You'll have to buy some more or choose another way to finish the neckline. But if we're just extending it into a boat line from a crew neck, we can totally reuse the rib knit. So now what we're going to do is open up our neckline. So here's our new bigger neckline. And we're going to take the rib knit and essentially we put it on the outside, we stretch it out, we sew it on. But making sure it's even and making sure you don't end up with a bunch of gathers in one spot is the key to making this look good. So I've got some tips for you on this. Now to get this even, we're going to use a method called quartering. We're going to quarter the neckband and the neck opening. So I'm going to use the seam as one part of the side. So I'm just going to put a pin there to mark this for myself. And then I'm going to put a pin over here on the other side. You can use chalk too. I'm just going to use some pins. Now I'm going to match these 2 pins and I'm going to put a pin at the other ends. So then I'll have 4 spots marked equally throughout. So now I know where all the quarter points are. They're right where all those pins are. So now we need to do the same thing to the neck. And just to be clear, your shoulders are not necessarily quarter points because your shirt might dip down further in the front. So what we're going to do is start walking from one side where you want to have that seam. I'll say it's the left side. So I will put a pin here on this side. And I'm just going to bring these edges up to each other till I get to the other halfway point. Now make sure you're not stretching your fabric, especially if you have a stretchy t-shirt fabric. So for me, it's almost the shoulder, but not quite. So we're going to put that other halfway point, and now we're going to match the 2 pins and mark the other halfway points, which will give us quarters. So now that I have 4 spots marked on the shirt and 4 spots marked on the rib knit, we're going to match up those 4 spots. Now I'm going to make sure that the seam is going to go at that shoulder that I marked there. So I'm going to place that there, pin it together, making sure all my raw edges are lining up. And now I'm going to match the rest of the pins, pinning the quarter marks together. Now you're going to notice the shirt's a little bigger than the rib knit. It's supposed to be. So we're going to give it a little stretch in between each pin now, get it to lay flat, and then add another pin. So we're going to work through all 4 of those quarters. And now we have everything evenly pinned. Now that we have it all pinned, it's time to sew it up. I'm going to show you how to use the sewing machine for this method. So let's go talk about what stitch you should be using or could be using. So we need to choose a stitch that has stretch to it, so that way our stretchy fabric doesn't pop and break at the seam. So you need to choose a stretch stitch. I like the one that looks like a lightning bolt. If you don't have this one on your machine, you have something else. Could be a triple straight stitch or another type of knit stitch. So if you don't have this one, double check your manual to see what other ones you can use. Or if you have a serger, a great option is using the serger. You could also use the stretch seam overcast stitch. So it's an overcast stitch that's on a little bit of an angle. This is going to have some give to it still, so that way your fabric will not pop and break. So I have my knit stitch selected for lightning bolt, and I'm going to be sewing a 1/4 inch seam because that is what I took off. So I removed a 1/4 inch seam, so I'm going to put that back so I still have the same width of rib knit as I had before. And you just have to make sure you're keeping everything nice and flat and stretching in between those pins that you put in, so that way you get that nice even pull. You get back to where you started, overlap a few stitches, and back stitch. Let's take a look. Look at that. We've got a bigger boat neckline now. And you can see that we've stitched that down with our lightning bolt stitch. And if you're worried about the edge looking a little raw, you could always go ahead and put back that seam tape or serge the edge or zigzag it together. So now you can see we have that wider neckline. It's not close to the neck anymore. And we still kept the rib knit. Nobody's ever going to know that you altered your shirt, but you are going to feel fabulous. Thank you so much for watching Sew Anastasia today. If you have any questions on altering your neckline from a crew neck to a boat neck, leave it down below and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. And if you enjoyed the video today, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know when the new tutorials come out. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for watching today. These videos are for you guys, so let me know what else you would like to see coming out. And if you'd like to learn more about sewing, make sure you check out my online and in-person courses here in Chicago. There's links down below for everything. And if you want to know what's going on in the studio today, make sure you check out the Instagram stories. And if you want to know about my fit today, make sure you check out the reels. Thank you so much for watching today and happy sewing. Bye!